Wow, man, that's really interesting. That the possession model seems to work. Um, yeah, and I guess at first I thought, why are you looking for a predictive model? Why don't you trying to understand this person? I'm sure that you do, but I'm saying, in general, why would somebody want a predictive model is to predict what they're doing, just sort of like stepping back and predicting rather than interacting. But now I see that, yeah, you know, being able to have a second set of eyes through the form of a kind of theory to put into practice is just like understanding understanding someone and being able to interact and making more informed decisions about what they're going to do, et cetera, et cetera. Um, so anyway, what I posted below uh, the name of an article and an author, and he wrote a kind of an existential phenomenological analysis of what the meaning of crack cocaine addiction is. And I saw this a while ago, and I thought it was really interesting. So what I want to do is just, it doesn't really contribute much, I guess, to your possession model. I think that's something worth pursuing, though, definitely. But I wanted to read uh, a quote from an interview that Trujillo had done with a crack addict named Robert. And so this is Robert speaking here in this quote. Sorry, I gotta set it up. All right. And they call that motherfucker sucking the devil's dick because that's what you're doing, sucking the devil's dick. Because all that's connected to it is evil. All that's connected to that thing is evil. Everything you touch, everything you see, everything you do is pure evil. The glass tube, the stem, what you call a stem, every time you put a piece in them, it's a piece of your life. You put a rock in there, you're burning your life away. Because one is not enough, and 1,000, as they say in the program, is not quite enough. I hurt a lot of people. I've done things that I'm not proud of by no means. I caused a lot of people destruction. If you see a woman smoking and licking that stem, you'll know why they call it a dick. Because she makes love to that stem. A man does too. It's perfection. They play with it. They take it and twirl it in their hand, put a little spit on it with their finger and clean it. They play with it real nice with a finger in it and push this with a pusher and set and set your screens, and man, this is a bad motherfucker. You don't want to share it, you don't share it. And that woman don't want to share a man's dick either. That shit is hers. You don't want to share your stem. The only way you give up the stem to somebody else to abuse it is because they're gonna put something in it, smoke it, and leave you some. Because they're not allowed to push yours down. They they're only allowed to light it and pass it once. Or they're only allowed to light it and pass it once they put something in it. So it becomes part of you, man. And they call that motherfucker the devil's dick. And to me, it's the devil's advocate. It's a motherfucking man. Right now, if I went home right now around the corner, there's a $220,000 house around the corner that I'm going to lose. It's still mine, but I'm going to lose it. I know I'm going to lose it. I lost about $375,000 in the market. I lost 2,000 acres in Indiana, 67 in Florida, and 45 in Georgia because I was too fucking busy using. I was too busy. I lost close to $225,000 in coins, gold coins, collected coins, 190,000 in jewelry, Rolex, the motherfucking thing, everything. I'll take you to a pawn shop now. I'll take you there, and you'll see a $30,000 file I got in that pawn shop. We'll go there, and this guy will ring it up, and you're gonna see. I'm gonna tell him to ring up my shit, and you're gonna see that what I pawned all for this. I either neglected it or sold it. I did one or the other for the use of crack. Because as long as I had those things, I wasn't a junkie. I wasn't an addict. And the demon of the thing is to lose all that. Crack is a take thing. It's a take. The more you lose, the more grateful you are to the fucking drug. The more you lose what you have, possessions, the more you give up for this drug, the more of a buddy you'll become with the fucking sickness and illness. Until you've totally wiped yourself out and hit rock bottom, you're not a full-fledged fucking crackhead. You've got to be down to nothing, because as long as there's one thing standing, you're not with it, brother. And you know, and you know that you know that, but the brain will not accept it. Your body knows it too, but your brain will not accept it. But when you sleep at night, the last thought in your mind, it comes to all of us. What a fucking ass I am. And then when you wake up again and you start that stem, you know that you're going to lose whatever you're going to have that day. The morning, you'll be, motherfucker, I'm going to start this damn thing I know, whatever I've got left, I'm going to lose it today. But yet, you light that motherfucker. You light it. And then that's a quote from Trujillo's book. And he says that he thinks that Buber, Heidegger, and Merleau-Ponty would have appreciated the ontological sense of Robert's narrative. Crack cocaine abuse distorts the world by radicalizing the drive to be, or the power to be, but the potentiality to be, which in German is Seinkönnen, such that the with structure, the being with structure of existence, is fully oriented toward liberating that potentiality. And the addiction enervates the immediacy between the I and the thou that unveils the world as presence, crystallizing their being, or crystallizing Dasein, a being defined by its being as being with and their being with others, which is Mitsein and Mitdasein. So crystallizing Dasein, and Dasein is defined in terms of being with and being there with others. It crystallizes Dasein into a world structured by I-it relations instead of I-thou relations, aimed largely at procuring the drug. The crack abuser appropriates the with significance of the world and enfolds it into the phenomenal body such that it overwhelmingly surges toward the manifestation of being high and being free of craving. He forsakes being with and their being with others in order to free his potentiality to be who he is, the drive to be free, or to be high and free of craving. So he forsakes all of these things, like you were saying, all the help networks, et cetera, the all the basically advantageous and good things, and we normally consider good humanizing aspects of life, for the sake of the drive to be high and free of craving. And then I'll go for 2 more minutes. Might get cut off here. Let's see. Robert continues. So Robert's got more of a narrative here to tell. He says, it's the drug of destruction. You want to actually mutilate yourself. You want to go as dirty as you can. Crack makes you want to be dirty. This drug, it makes you want to be a dirty drug user. You see, you're not a real full-fledged crackhead until you're down, out, dirty, disgusting. Until you've completely hit the bottom, smelt the grass, smelt the dirt, and gone underneath that, you're going all the way to the bottom of the grave, and you're not dried out, and you're dried out, and you're stinking, and you're smelling yourself. Until you've pecked and mutilated your fingers, burnt your lips from that fucking stem, until you do every fucking little disgusting thing, you're not a crackhead. The high of it is to get funky. It's to go it's to go to an extreme with it. The high of the crack is to see how far you can go, dirty-wise, physically, mentally, and any other fucking way you could think of. You want to take it to the ultimate to see how long you can use it before it gives out and you give out. That was a good one, right? So you want to take it to the ultimate to see how long you can use it before it gives out or you give out. It's a challenge. It challenges you. It does something to your brain that makes you crave for this kind of torment. You actually have to crave it. You're not enjoying it unless you're tormenting yourself. It must paralyze some part of your brain. It tells you, this is good. It must, now that I look at it, because who the fuck in their right mind is going to do that shit? And the minute you smoke the thing, this is how you think. You want to crawl around the floor. You want to go in need of it. You want to be able to scrape it. It's something in your brain that's missing. Like this other life that you had before you started smoking didn't exist. Like it's a new life and you're part of it. You're part of the design. You belong. This is you. The old life don't matter. It's this one. As long as you've got that stem in your mouth, you don't think of nothing about the past. You only think about that next hit. All right, that's it.